Welcome to our channel The Cruxs. Subscribe our channel for breaking and latest news. Stuart Broad joined one of cricket's most exclusive clubs when he took his 500th Test wicket on Tuesday as England completed a series-clinching win over the West Indies at Old Trafford. The 34-year-old became just the 7th bowler and 4th paceman to reach the landmark when he had opener Kraigg Brathwaite plumb LBW for 19 on the 5th day of the third Test. Broad ended the series when he had Jermaine Blackwood caught behind as the West Indies, set a huge target of 399 for victory, collapsed to a meagre 129 all out in under 38 overs. Broad finished with a match return of 10-67 in addition to the dashing 62 he made batting at number 10 in England's first innings 369 that featured Ollie Pope's 91. In between Broad's strikes on Tuesday, fellow paceman Chris Woakes returned innings figures of 5-50. Victory saw England, who controversially left Broad out of the side that lost the first Test at Southampton by 4 wickets, complete a 2-1 win in a 3-match series and regain the Wisden Trophy they lost in the Caribbean last year. West Indies were left thinking about how they could have escaped with a draw when, soon after their defeat, rain hammered down at Old Trafford. Man of the match Broad, playing in his 140th Test, had been stranded on 499 wickets when, after he had already taken 8 in this match, rain washed out the whole of Monday's 4th day. He reached the 500 mark on Tuesday when a full-length ball struck Brathwaite's back pad, with the opener not bothering to review umpire Michael Gough's decision because he was so clearly out. "It feels amazing," Broad told Sky Sports of his landmark achievement, which came during a behind-closed-doors series that marks international cricket's return from the coronavirus lockdown. "I'm looking forward to playing in front of crowds again," added Broad. "I want to say a huge thank you to the West Indies too, the sacrifice they've made. This summer wouldn't be happening without them."